Hi everyone, welcome to the ChatFood Marketing Podcast, the podcast that helps you to level up your restaurant marketing to attract more customers to your restaurants. So today I'm super excited to receive Marcio Saboya, the founder of the Acai Spot. The Açai Spot is one of the best examples of an homegrown restaurants that really nailed his own marketing to grow his brands and create a strong community of loyal customers. Marcio started the Acai Spot in Dubai in 2015 and now has 7 branches across the United Arab Emirates, and earlier this year launched a new branch in Kuwait. So Marcio, thank you very much to join us on the podcast. It's a pleasure to have you with us.
Thank you, Ben. Actually, it's my all pleasure. We've been working together since the very beginning of the ChatFood as well. I believe a lot in the ideas since the beginning with you and Vinny. So it's a pleasure to be talking to you.
Thank you. So let's go back in 2015. So you decide to go all in to launch the Acai Spot. Tell me a bit more about how did you see marketing at this time? And of course, you didn't have a lot of budget when you launched the marketing as a Acai Spot. So how did you do to promote your brand and to build what became later on a super well-known brand in Dubai?
Yeah, so basically back in 2015, I have budget for nothing. I came from a background as a cabin crew. As many people know, I save up to open my business. I opened back in 2015. And basically the only strategy that I saw at the time was to use the Instagram. I started posting my Instagram around 4 months before the opening of the brand. And I always believe that posting, being noticed, and people will get back to you with a nice photo. People is gonna get attracted to come to the restaurant. So when I opened 2015, people didn't know about acai. People didn't know about anything much about the Brazilian style food, apart of churrasco and those type of beef. But in terms of health food, the acai, nobody knew. So was the idea to have a good service, have a good food. When people try it, they will fall in love and they will come back. And I was trying to tell people what acai was about, what the benefits was about, and this and that. So as I was ex-cabin crew, I used this a lot in my favor, and I started bringing a lot of crew to the coffee shop. So they sit around, beautiful people, attract another people. So it's how I start growing the business. And I always told my team, the service is the most important part of the business. Once you come to the restaurant, the service is good, the food is good, people you sure come back. People then start telling the other people, as we are the only place to eat acai in the whole UAE, people will come to us. So it was a challenging because nobody knew acai, it was only us. On the other hand, was advantage, was only us. So if people want to eat acai, they will come all the way from all the other Emirates to try acai in the Acai Spot. And it was not a very premium location, to be honest. Whoever came to our first store in Port Said was hard to find, it was hard to park. But with a lot of my guidance there in the restaurant every day, I was managing to bring people in. I used to go by myself to the metro to guide people in, and that's how we started the business. But to be honest, in the first year, we didn't even use the delivery. So we bet a lot on the people coming to the restaurant. So that's how basically started.
So it's interesting because you say that you started to build it before you even launched the restaurant, 4 months before. So at the time, how did you create the content? Because you didn't have the restaurant yet. So what did you decide to do to build that audience at the very beginning?
To be honest, for me to open the restaurant was a long journey. I had the idea back in 2013 when I was going to São Paulo. I had the idea to open the Açai Spot. But to open a restaurant, I was doing all my researches, and it's very expensive to do a business here, especially a brick and mortar, especially create a kitchen, build up the restaurant. Everything is expensive. The rent is expensive. So for 2 years, I was planning a lot. I was planning how's the financial, how's going to be the menu, how's they look like. So in the last 6 months before opening the restaurant, I'll start doing a lot of recipes, a lot of trials, a lot of come up with ideas. So I was using those content to post Instagram. So I post more benefits. What's acai? Benefits acai. How does acai look like? Acai is coming to Dubai. Stay tuned. This, but I keep posting like in a. I don't even know if you go in my Instagram. If you go back to 2015, you're gonna see those posts. But I was every time Instagram at the time 2014 when I started posting was something more organic. It was not like today you depend a lot of on marketing to boost. So you put a post and you could reach more people. So people get excited about being part of the new thing coming to Dubai. And Facebook at the time was stronger than also Instagram. So, but I saw the Instagram, the advantage of being the more visual, putting the photo, and people, when the people like the photo, they're gonna try to repost, they're gonna try to take a photo of your food. So Instagram was my basic social media to do the business.
And at which moment did you started to say, okay, it works? It's like people discover me through Instagram, through social media, and they actually like come to my restaurant. Like, did it immediately you started to see like results, or did it take a bit of time before you could see some traction there?
Took us at least around 6 months to start building the crowd to come. Like remember once I came to the restaurant, like was full, and I'm like, oh my god, like we need to start hiring, you know, like because the staff were running like crazy, but was like that. But that was the thing. Nobody knew acai at the time. Was nobody. We're the only one in business. So nowadays it's funny, like you see acai everywhere, like in all type of restaurant there is acai. So but before it was only us. So only people who really travel around the world, they knew. People that went to Brazil or people that went to America, which is also common there, they knew. But apart of that, no, it's like more teaching people, one telling another, one come and try. I tried this new thing, acai, and that they will bring a friend, and the friend will bring the other friend. Then people are gonna start reposting. And also one thing that worked a lot in our favor, we had a jar, still have, it's called the Loved One. So which is a layer of Greek yogurt, strawberry, blueberries, granola, and acai. And the idea of the jar was to look amazing. So people come and take photo of the jar and post in their social media. And that helped a lot. And people used to come to the restaurant, like with the Instagram photo of the friend, I want this one, I want this one. I remember tables with many people and everybody having the jar, you know. Nowadays, which the most popular for us is the Yummy Berry acai ball. But for like maybe 2 years, the Loved One attract a lot of people to the stores because of the look of the food.
Very interesting. And so social media was a big part of your marketing strategy. Of course, you cared a lot about the experience inside your restaurants. Did you try any other strategy? Maybe offline strategy like flyers, vouchers?
I tried.
Did you try any?
In the beginning, I tried magazine. I tried to advert. I think it's called when they put a post of you in the magazine, a physical magazine, but the result was no good. So from that moment, I wanted to stay away from physical and more in the digital. Recently, we've been trying more the SMSs. It's been around 1 year or so. We've been doing SMSs, and SMS really help. Really help.
Yeah, I remember we met a year ago, and I was telling you like you should try SMS, and you told me no, I don't believe about SMS. So what changed? Why did you want to try? Like what convinced you to try?
Because like when I see my phone, like I have like nearly 100 SMS unread, you know, and like I have a lot of ads, and I don't really read them because. Like as running a business, I get so many messages in a daily basis, emails, this proposal. So I don't get the time to go through those ads. So I never believed that people really will pay attention to that. But I said, like, I might be wrong, so why not we try, and when I try, I was really, really surprised, and it's still been doing up to date. We try a moment without SMS, then say no, it's better to put back the SMS, and we see like SMS really works. Like our other branches like Marina, DFC, Amsoken, they all have SMS running weekly as well.
So I guess we are many to feel that, yes, we are overloaded with message, SMS and so on. So why do you think it works, SMS? Why do you see, what did you do to make those SMS work?
Well, SMS, first of all, is going to remind people that you exist, Like nowadays, I have millions of brands. Like I don't compete only with the Açai places. I see we compete with the other restaurants. You might be thinking about eating pizza, but suddenly you change to burger. Like food is in general is a competition. When you're hungry, you want to eat something. So it's important for you to remind people that you're there. So the SMS is gonna do this job. We create something that's the Sunday Fun Day. So every Sunday, people know we're gonna have the 25% off in the whole menu in the ChatFood. So people wait for the moment. So we see the great peak of sales on the Sunday. As people receiving the message, they also remember and they go online and they order. So having a promo associate, reminding people all the time you exist, I think that's the key to attract people back.
And so what you are saying is very interesting, that basically you are creating this habit to your customers that they know that on Sunday there might be something coming up from Açai Spot, so they are waiting for it, right?
Correct. There's a pizza place that I'm not gonna mention the name, but I used to order them when they get the text message, I forget about pizza completely, but suddenly I get ping, get a super deal, like, let me order, and I used to order with my family. But it's just the idea, like if you think about big brands, like everybody knows McDonald's, but you keep seeing them in the road, you can see them in the billboards, you see them everywhere. They are basically reminding people they exist, and you're always feeling hungry. And so that's what you're trying to do, like with also Instagram, SMSs, always we're looking for new strategies to see how we can remind people that we exist so you can sell more.
Okay, really cool. So you mentioned 2 points. One is about competition. Of course, at the beginning you were the first one and one of the only place selling acai, and it's fair to say now that there is a lot of competition that has popped up. How do you see that, and how do you differentiate yourself still now to remain one of the top brands and one of the top acai concepts in Dubai?
As I said, in the beginning was advantage and disadvantage that we are alone. So advantage, we're the only one, but disadvantage, we don't have the mass to know the product. Now as you have acai, all types of concept everywhere, so there's more knowledge about acai, so more people knows about acai. There's a big hype in the market, so people wants to eat acai, so it's advantage. As many more players doing acai, better for the ecosystem. So what's gonna bring us to keep us in the top and continue our business is continuing the quality, innovating, launching new things, and keep popping new locations, keep the good service, keep the good quality, because it's a lot that come into a basket to make a business successful. So it doesn't matter, like I opened today whatever acai, and if you don't have this strong base, you're not gonna survive. That happens to other trends, and all trends, everybody see that it's going good, they try to jump, but maybe sometimes it's too late. It's like it's the same as stock market. You try to buy the stock market when it's too high already, it's gonna crash. So for me, I believe we have a very strong base now. We have a very good acai, we have a very good base of clients. When people think about acai, it's common they gonna have us in mind. Like so many people who has acai places also, they come to us to research, so we keep us on top, It's good to have a competition, in my view, keep us pushing to be stronger. I'm not afraid. And I'm not the type of entrepreneur that goes in order there's Instagram or there's menu to check. It's not me. I don't like to research on others. I like more to concentrate on me, on our business, and create new things. We're gonna be launching new things very soon, new drinks, and that's how it goes,
Great. So is that the reason why you stayed with one brand, Açai Spot? Because definitely now in the market, and especially in Dubai, we see a lot of successful concepts that as they grow, they are launching a lot of additional brands next to their main brand, what we call virtual brands. You never did that, and you never went into that. So I'm curious to understand why you believe that it's better, as you said, to focus on one brand and do it well.
Well, Açai Spot is growing strongly. Even this year we double. We were 4 last year, now we're 8. We have a strong presence in UAE. Now we open in Kuwait. We open in Hungary. We signed a deal with
Nice.
It's gonna be the first country in Europe. We're gonna open 3 stores there. So that's the idea. So growing the business internationally. We have another 2 potential places in Europe that we're negotiating. Another potential place in Africa we're negotiating. So it's more about building a strong team and concentrating in the core business. I don't think opening virtual kitchens is a bad idea. Actually, I think it's actually a very valid idea. So if you have an existing place and you can work on that to multiply you have already the rent going, you have already the license, you have the manpower. If you have the time to create a new brand, why not? We've been very busy actually with the Açai Spot, but it's always valid to have in mind that I can create something else. But whenever I create something in my mind, I want to take this next project to a physical one, because I believe when you have a physical store, a physical location, the value of the business is going to be much higher than just a virtual one. Virtual one, something comes and disappears. But when people come to your location, they create relationship, they create this habit to come, they have the atmosphere, they have the music, the service, that brings the value to the business. So that's my idea, keep with the nice concept. And if I one day create a virtual concept, I'll have in my mind already is gonna be something that I'm gonna try to make also real, in the physical world.
Okay, yeah, I cannot agree more that the best way to experience Açai Spot, and I encourage everyone who watches to go and in one of your cafe if they are in Dubai or in Kuwait. This is where you have the best experience and you can really enjoy to the most possible way, the best possible way, your product. So that's really cool. So I guess what I'm curious to understand is, of course, COVID has impacted every restaurant a lot. How did you go through that phase, and what do you see? You talked a little bit about your expansion plan. Did it change anything in the way you see yourself and the Açai Spots growing in the future?
Well, talking about the pandemic, since the very beginning, I told my brother, I'm not afraid of the disease, I'm afraid of the economic, because it's a snowball. People changing habits. It's people that's working in the office today, tomorrow they're working at home. The people that are working at home, they're afraid to lose their job, they're having pay cuts. They are afraid of losing money. I have so many friends, ex-cabin crew, who lost the job. That was my biggest concern in the beginning, people changing habits. And of course, in some stores you see some impacts, other stores you don't see that much impact. But the way you're doing business remain the same. We're still very confident in the business model. As I told you, despite the pandemic, we double the number of stores. We have more stores to come now in 2021. We negotiated to other countries. And I strongly believe that in the crisis is where you make the movement, is where you're gonna really grow. Because I can say, thanks God, we are financially secure. We've been a successful brand for the past 4 years, for 5 years. So that kept us in a safe haven, But no, for us, we will continue growing to physical stores, different markets, looking to different Emirates for the next year. But yeah, pandemic really was not easy. It was not easy year for anybody.
Of course, you saw an important drop in traffic in your restaurants during the biggest time of the pandemic, but do you see the behavior of customers changing now that it's a bit better in Dubai? Do you see them coming back in the restaurants, or do you see them staying at home and ordering more for delivery?
It depends really in the restaurant, Like we have different restaurants where is the density of the population, like the residential is very strong, and you have restaurants where are more business located. So you can see the difference, but it's good for us that we have a very good, very strong delivery base. That helps us a lot, especially in the beginning of the pandemic. But now some of our restaurants we can see full house already. Some of the restaurants are picking up. I see the trend now with the news from the vaccination is getting better. I believe by mid-January, February, you're gonna see a strong curve up. It's something that we cannot really predict. It's something we need to really wait and see. But as my gut feel says, like mid-January, beginning of Feb is when the thing's gonna start really picking up. Once vaccination there, when people is more confident to go out, start spending, that's the reverse snowball goal. Like you need people in the office, you need to hire more people, you need to expand, and people start coming back. Once people start traveling, other companies like Emirates gonna start hiring again, bringing more people. As many more people start spending, more the machines start running. That's how I see. But I think 2020 is almost finished now, another 20 days. I think worse than that's not gonna get next year for sure. I think just now start the recovering. But the good point of it is like you being financially good for the year, and that also helped us a lot, to being prepared for a hit. And I would say always be prepared for another hit, because you don't know when it's coming, you don't know from where and how, but something's gonna hit you somehow, And it's always good to be prepared. It's always good to always plan ahead. Don't overspend and don't be too cautious. Being somewhere there, you get the point.
Yeah, of course. You do a lot of planning, like on budgets, marketing budgets. Like, do you work a lot on that forecast, or do you adapt yourself on a month to month?
In the beginning of the year, we did a big planning. This year, last year, December, we did the planning for 2020. When it comes February, we need to adapt, because it was crazy, something they don't expect. March, us, we're flying, suddenly come a turbulence, you don't know. The problem, you don't know what's gonna happen, you're always afraid. It's gonna be a lockdown, it's gonna be this, it's gonna be that. People are gonna be fired, so you just in the don't know situation. But for next year again, we're gonna plan again, see how it goes. We have a finance team to go plan together, think how we can do the expansion, how we can grow the team. We're growing now the team of the franchise to look after the franchises, negotiate franchises internationally. That's more how we're gonna plan. But yeah, marketing for me is one of the most important part of the business. It's very important to remind people that we are here for them, serving good quality food. Well, yeah, plan is also important. I've been planning since before the business. That I think that's what kept me alive, especially coming from a background that I didn't have any business. So whatever I saved, I had to use to build the business. So planning is very important for me. Numbers are really important, not to mess with the numbers. I think the most important part of the business is having the numbers where they should be.
Yeah, and I remember the first time we met. It's one of the things that really struck me. is that you cared about that numbers, but you cared also to about the data. Like one of the first things that we discussed about together is that, okay, how do I collect emails? How do I collect the phone numbers? How do I build my CRM, my database of customers? Because somehow, I guess you didn't know about the pandemic, of course, but somehow you could feel that it was important to have this control, to be able to reach back out to your customers if you really needed to. And I guess it's something that has helped you when the pandemic hits, to be able to keep the communications and to keep the relationship with your customers, even if they couldn't come to your restaurant anymore, right?
Yeah. That's the database is really, really important. Like if you're running your business not collecting the data, it's a huge mistake. Data is a huge asset. When you need to reach to people, when you need to use for SMS, when you need to reach for whatever news, if you have this data, people will know something that's coming to them. That's really important. You having the control of the data is really, really important.
Cool. Marcio, thank you so much for this time together. I think it was super insightful. I really love the fact that your number one thing is going back to the basics. Is I care about the experience inside my restaurant, the service, the product. I think it's really the key to succeed, and then leveraging marketing tools, online channels, to be able to reach out to a more audience. This was super insightful. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Ben. My pleasure.
And definitely looking forward to meet in your restaurants soon together.
Hopefully. Me too. Thanks so much for the time. It's been a pleasure being a part of ChatFood. It's been really instrumental for us for the growth, and it's something that we're really bet. And as we see the growth of ChatFood, I'm really, really happy for you, for Vini, for everybody who's behind the team, Luciano, everybody who's working hard to make this happen. So thanks so much as well from the Açai Spot family here to the team. And honestly, like whenever you need something, you guys are super fast, super quick to sort problems. It's something you don't find in other platforms. So thanks so much.
Thank you so much. Really glad to hear that. We'll keep working hard to raise the standard. Thank you so much, Marcio. Bye bye. Have a great day.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.